to save our life in Nigeria. They are killing Christians in Nigeria, massacre Christians. They are tired to be outside performing burial every day, and they expect us to silence them.
He's asking us. He's asking us for help. We have the ability in our day and age to actually do something. To have a video like this reach the ears of the president. Spam tag Donald Trump in these comments. Let's get this message to the president and let him know that we care about our own body as Christians. They're our own body. They're in the body with us. And if they're being massacred, if they're being martyred, if they're being cut, if they're being shot, so are we. And there are things we can do about it. We can bring awareness, yes, but there are organizations that are literally boots on the ground, saving them, providing aid to them, trauma counseling them, food, shelter, Bibles, all of that. I'll put a link in my bio for Global Christian Relief. Let's take care of our own body. If you gave $1 a day, $5, whatever the Lord calls you to give a day, it would go so far. And I believe one day you might stand before a brother and sister in Christ who was in this position in Nigeria, and they'll look at you and say, you don't know me, but you helped me when I needed it most.
Talking about the rights that Nigerians need to know. First of all, I think that Nigerians need to know first that we have a right to rant, and that the freedom of speech is guaranteed under our constitution, and
without fear or intimidation.
Without fear or intimidation. If it is just about saying nice things about you, then I'm not free. As a matter of fact, this government has consistently tried to criminalize the right to speak, the freedom of speech in Nigeria. They claim that there's freedom of speech, but consistently they have continued to use the Cybercrime Act to see how they can criminalize our right to speak. I have been a victim. I have been on trial for talking. They have been tried under the Cybercrime Act, and not long ago the court discharged and acquitted me. So the Nigerians need to know that we have a right to speak, number one. And then this government I couldn't have believed that this government will come and criminalize the right to protest. I was the Secretary General of June 12 Coalition, and at a point, the relationship, as a matter of fact, let me say it here, that it is this president that was funding the June 12 Coalition. So we had a relationship, and these are the things that they taught us. We were cadres in the movement. I couldn't have believed that a government led by Tinubu, Dele Alake, Bayo Nanuga, all these names, our comrades, that at some point, we will no longer be allowed to go and carry placards. And this is what they taught us to do. This is what we were going to their houses to collect monies, to come and do placards. They gave us bonfires, they gave us petrol. We were the ones that were hanging out on the streets in the night to burn tires, to make people stay at home. Then suddenly under this government, we don't even have any space to protest again. But Nigerians also need to know, because you asked me about rights, that the right to protest, the right to be out there on the street, the right to rant is our fundamental human right. And let me also add, because almost most Nigerians in the South are Christians, that I want to ask, I don't go to church, but I feel tempted to go into the Bible and talk about it. That in the book of Kings, when David increased taxes for the people, 11 tribes of Israel went to meet him and said, these taxes, this burden is too heavy on us. It was a protest. And the king said, okay, we will do something about it, just like Nigerian leaders will always tell us. Just go and come back. And that same Bible said, the king, Jeroboam, consulted with his younger friends who told him that, don't mind them. And when they came back, he said, my father whipped you with whips. I will whip you with scorpions. I'm not going to listen to you. And that was what led to why the 11 tribes of Israel separated from the other one, and the country became divided. Protest is even biblical. It's not just a constitutional right. It's also a biblical right. You have a right to protest when you are angry. And if your kings do not listen to you, you have a right to overthrow them. So talking about rights, they know. And then when you talk about the role of the international organizations, I should say that organizations like Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, and the rest of them have actually been our allies in this struggle. In recent times, in the past 2 years, a number of activists, a number of journalists, a number of social media commentators have been arrested. There is barely any week that passes in Nigeria today that 1 or 2 persons are not arrested, either by the federal government or municipal governments, like the local governments, or state government, somewhere in the country. In fact, as a matter of fact, right now, somebody has been arrested in Bauchi and is going to be charged for talking.
Let's begin what's trending by focusing on reactions to the hashtag Free Nnamdi Kanu protest in Abuja and the southeast states led by activist Omoyele Sowore. The protest brought activities to a near standstill on Monday, October 20th, despite a court order and police warnings. Security operatives fired tear gas and gunshots to disperse protesters in Abuja who were demanding the release of the detained leader of the indigenous peoples of Biafra. In Abuja, the protest began near Transcorp Hilton with protesters chanting, "Free Nnamdi Kanu now." Meanwhile, President Tinubu's special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, criticized one of Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers for participating in the Free Nnamdi Kanu protest, raising concerns about professional ethics and the principle of sub judice. Onanuga, in a post on X, expressed disappointment over the lawyer's decision to join what he described as a shambolic protest, stating, and I'll pull up Bayo Onanuga's post on X there. He wrote, "I spotted Aloy Ejimako, one of Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers, among the small group of protesters mobilized in Abuja by Omoyele Sowore. I wonder what Mr. Ejimako was thinking when he decided to join this shambolic protest. As a lawyer, he should be aware of the principle of sub judice, particularly in relation to the ongoing treason case before the court, rather than focusing on preparing a strong case. Mr. Ejimako has resorted to extra legal tactics, joining a career anarchist." He describes Sowore as an anarchist. "To influence the process, legal authorities should consider appropriate sanctions for unethical conduct of the bearded lawyer." And of course, you're laughing there, Rufai, you're laughing. You're laughing. I'll give you the opportunity. Yes, he called him an anarchist. Sowore was on our nightly news program, Primetime, where he confirmed that Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, Ejimako, and his brother were arrested. Rufai, I know that you want to speak on this, so I'll give you the floor. I mean, the lawyer has been arrested at this moment. Sowore is saying that the prison or the police station or where the lawyer is being kept is like a dungeon. That's what he said on Primetime yesterday.
Very sad. And please, they should be let free. I mean, yes, because they protested. I mean, once you arrest them, you take their filings and everything. Please just let them free. Second, the one I want to laugh about is what name did Mr. Bayo Onanuga called?
Sowore.
No, there's another. Is there something anarchist?
He said he's called him an anarchist.
No, I want the exact name because I want to laugh very well.
Isn't it persistent anarchist?
Was it persistent? Is it persistent anarchist? I want the exact word because that word is really intriguing to me. You know what? I want the exact word.
Tell me.
In the 90s, when Sowore was protesting as student union activist, and Mr. Bayo Onanuga with his paper was supporting Sowore there because the protests, they were all together. Sowore was not an anarchist then. When they were all together, didn't Sowore come out recently to say that even Mr. Bayo Onanuga played a fundamental role by supporting the career anarchist? So when they were protesting against June 12th, that Mr. Bayo Onanuga was part of against the military, Sowore was not a career anarchist then because the protest supported them. The likes of Mr. Bayo Onanuga giving Sowore coverage in his paper then, he was not a career anarchist then. So it is today now that Mr. Bayo Onanuga now remembers because he's in a government that they are protesting that is opposing what Sowore is today he remembers. This Nigeria will bust your mind, please. You know sometimes they say, if you live long enough in this country, you will see rubbish. You see, the truth has to be said. When interest does not align, these are the things. These are people I respect so much. Mr. Bayo Onanuga. You know why I respect this man? He had so much fundamentals then. He was told to come and apologize for something about his story or something. He said never.
You mean Bayo Onanuga?
Yes, back in the 90s. No, I'm talking. No, it's not now. I'm saying history.
Okay.
Back in the 90s. That was when they left Concord. And they went to set up the news then. Him and the great Babafemi Ojo, they were told to come and apologize. I said, no, we're not going to put in a word. They stood for their conviction. I will still always remember and respect Mr. Bayo Onanuga for that. Because they were those that were in the midst of struggle in this country. But today, like I asked, what changed? It's the same better Nigeria these guys are protesting for that you, Mr. Bayo Onanuga, protested for there. Now you are slamming the lawyer. When them Ganifa Wemi and them Femi Falana were protesting them, marching for June 12th, you didn't remember to report them to the NBA then because you are on the same side. Now that it has changed now, you say the lawyers, the Jimako and the likes are sub judice. Oh, let's go into the itinerary of sub judice. You know how many matters that are sub judice that people prognosing? All we are calling for is sanity in this process. I have not said everything Nnamdi Kanu did was right, but I'm calling for fairness. A court of appeal, I said, leave this man. Even the Supreme Court judgment to overturn all of this. There was one dissenting judge. This is Ogunwumiju. Igbo leaders went to President Buhari, asked for political solution. And we are hearing dragging of this case, dilly-dallying, here and there. And people come out to protest because it's a national matter. And we are casting aspersions on them. This is the same Mr. Bayo Onanuga that we used to read all this articles. I used to press the neck of them Obasanjo, any small thing, bumper to bumper with the news.
Yes.
But what changed? That's what we ask.
But before I come fully to Yemi Adamolekun's story, OJ, let me just say two statements on Nnamdi Kanu's one. Number one is that the government is actually succeeding in making him a hero. And a number of people have said that they might not necessarily agree with all that he stands for, but by denying him access to justice, they are actually making him a hero. And a lot of people who stand against unfairness and injustice are coming out to speak against it. The second is that Nigeria has lost too much as a result of his consistent incarceration and the lack of respect of this government of the rule of law. I say this because we have lost so much money with the sit-at-home order every Monday in the Southeast, which could have been averted because the same, the same treatment given to bandits and terrorists in the north who actually committed crimes, who actually killed people, whereby they granted them amnesty and they are negotiating with them, and someone who is allegedly a terrorist is starkly different. And this is the selective justice that Nigerians are crying out for. What I want to just say as a sound of warning is that let us not let this thing get out of hand. We've seen the day of protest. It means that the people are not backing down. There's only as much as you can push people back against the wall, but let the government do right and obey court orders with regards to Nnamdi Kanu. This cry has gone on for too long.